Hey all, Koji here. Welcome to episode 2 of the Doomsday tutorial, where we're going to talk a bit more around advanced concepts of the game. So now that we've all had a bit more time to familiarize ourselves with the game or the game mode, taking forts, and potentially losing trips. So I hope you've all been safe. So hopefully these are a bit more different concepts that I didn't cover in the first tutorial. So there's been a lot of questions around these topics, quests, rewards, a bit more in depth around Warhounds, the map, and also the hospital. So let's get into it. So quests. So we've had a lot of questions around, and a lot of anxiety from players around. I haven't finished my level 2 fort quest. I haven't done this. Where do I spend my coins? So this first topic, we're going to go into that. So we're going back into the Doomsday Expedition event area. So pressing this button again, and we go into quests. So we'll go through the quests. So I did mention in the first video around, these are the chronicles or chapters and on when things happen. Again, very important that you look at, these buttons here or these icons, which tell you when footholds will open up. This expand button is exactly the day or time that when these footholds will open and become available for capture or attacking. So, and I'll come into that when we go to the map as well and explain that a bit. These days here is really more just about the number of number of footholds that we can control, increase in first aid, when resource spots will appear on the map. So definitely have a look at that while you're looking at quests, and don't forget to to collect your rewards from your chronicles every day or X number of days. Weekly quests. We did talk about this a little bit in the first video. However, again, a bit of anxiety from a lot of players around, when I haven't got my level 1 foothold durability quest, I haven't got my level 2 foothold durability quest. For my state specifically, we are going to come back around and, when we've got a bit more control over the map and what we're doing, we'll release and abandon some older footholds so that you can actually go back and get these quests. These quests, once they're open, they last for the duration of the 4 weeks of the event, 28 days. So don't, have any FOMO that you're going to miss out on them. So just be patient. If you missed out on the first time, we will come back around and help you get it so that you can actually clear these quests. We don't believe you're actually going to need all these quests to finish off your rewards. So again, just, chill, take a back seat. We'll get back around to them maybe week 3 or maybe even week 4, depending on how the event goes. Don't know what the level week 2 quests are yet. We'll find it out when we get to it. When the only benefit of actually going above and beyond, is where for every 200 experience you get, we will get a little bit more battle medals, and Warhound design. So it is a benefit to do it, but again, don't fret. We will get around to doing quests. You don't get additional points, or above and beyond. Challenges. So again, one of the key challenges that you should be trying to clear is this Warhound one. The Warhound lab, is all about when you clear the labs on the map, and you get the wrenches, which is for tech upgrade. So very important you do that, because you not only do you get the experience here, but you also get the wrenches for tech upgrade. You can see here, like I don't even have, attack any foothold or attack and be the first in durability or the first in the kill leaderboard. So yeah, they're important to get sooner or later, but I'm not fretting, I will probably get it sooner or later, and then so on and so forth. Training casualties, or training is an easy one. You can do that yourself. Yes, it's hard to get it 100 million points in training, but there's going to be showdown, there's going to be, ace training. So you're going to have various opportunities to actually get these points. So don't worry about it too much about, not having enough points right now. There's going to be ample opportunity to get these points. Casualty points, I haven't even cleared that yet. I've got my kill points from smashed a few HQs already. Faction challenge. So depending on which faction you're with, for my faction, we will have a high probability of getting a lot of these. Not tooting our horns, but again, work with your faction. They'll get it when they get it. You might not get it because you're just not powerful enough to clear it. And then, all of these points come towards, this tier, where, again, you get the common supplies where, everyone should have, all players have common supplies, which gives you uranium, battle metals, and hound design. So, again, for my faction specifically, don't fret, we will help you get to it. Our number one goal is actually the rewards, the overall event rewards, which I'll jump to now. So, I did go into this last tutorial, so event rewards are here. So there is various levels of rewards. So city state, we have to have the city hall, which is the middle foothold, and it's a level 8 foothold. So it is worth the most points, and I'll get to that in a little bit as well when we get to the map. And our faction points have to be above at least 10,000. So, but saying that, there are 3 different tiers of city-state. There's 3 different tiers for all of them. I'll quickly show you. So camp, there's 3 different tiers. Community, there's 3 different tiers as well. So, and then depending on which tier you are, detects which sort of reward you get as well. So city-state, is the goal of my faction. And as you can see, we want to be above 20,000 points and owning the city hall as well. Quite lucrative, the difference between sort of an R3 for level 20, you get 25 Federation tokens versus R3, this 10,000 points, which you only get 15. And same for the battle tokens as well. So 6,000 versus 10,000. So why is that important? Because you get the rewards. So, the rewards is where you spend your tokens. So I've got 2,800 right now. There are some prerequisites around these, these different tiers. If you want this HQ, you've got to have 20,000 battle tokens and city-state. So again, city-state is this top one, which basically means you have to have town hall. Otherwise, you're not going to get this HQ skin. And then, these are discounted Federation coins, depending on the level you have. So potentially you could buy 150 coins if you're a city-state. If you're community, you can only get 50 at this discount. Everyone has access to this one. So the one I sort of skipped over just before is kill rank. So kill rank also can get additional points as well. You click on that and you can sort of see what you get. So, for first rank, you get another 10,000 battle tokens. So that's quests and rewards. Warhounds. So, again, now that we know a bit more about the Warhounds, I'm not going to go into the factory because, that's self-explanatory, but what we will do is go into the Warhounds. So, common question is promote versus upgrade and what happens after the event finishes. So, let's go into this epic rage chariot that I've got, and that's at level 34. So promote is all about the shards that you get from the factory, and it's 100 shards per level generally, I'm pretty sure. So again, every level you get different skills potentially, and your stats increase as well. So promotion is a bit opposite of enhance, I guess, of for hero, whereas upgrade, which is probably what we would associate with promotion, is more to do with your troop size. So when you upgrade, your troop size goes up, and your rally size go up. Actually, I'll do an example for you here on this common. So I'll upgrade this one here, so you'll see the troop size and the rally size goes up. Actually, sorry, that's a siege. I'll do this rage chariot here. Okay. So you can see the Warhound troop size went up and the rally size went up as well. So that's what upgrading does. At the end of the game, so that's promotion and upgrading. At the end of the game, at the end of the event, promotion you keep. So you keep all your shards, and that stays until forever. And then upgrade, you will lose every single upgrade in uranium that you've collected and spent. So just bear that in mind. It even says it in the exclamation mark, after Doomsday Expedition, you will lose, the levels will be reset. Okay, it doesn't say this for promote at all. And that's been consistent through beta for those who did play the beta. So then it comes to like what happens when you've got, like dismantling. What do I do? How do I dismantle? So when you have excess shards, you can dismantle them. I don't have any excess shards at the moment. When you do have excess shards, what you do is dismantle them, and then you get additional uranium as well. My recommendation, or what I'm doing anyway, is I'm keeping at least one of each Warhound to its maximum promotion level. So most of my rares are done, except for Red Chariot and the Thunderwolf. And I've been dismantling, every single shard above that are excess. They're considered excess now. And then same with, these uncommons. So I've got heaps of shards. I've just been dismantling them. One thing you could do, so say for example, this one is, I've upgraded to level 5. Actually, I'll just keep upgrading it. Let's just upgrade to level 10. I'm actually just going to reset it, spending some diamonds, and then you actually get all your material back. So I'll reset it, click your Warhound again, I'll promote it back to where it was. And then I've got all my material back as well. So it's back to what it originally was, and you can spend it. One thing a lot of people have been doing is doing that, using the dismantle on, say, siege armor, and I'll explain why in a little bit, and using that to promote a troop type or attack type Warhound, because the higher the Warhound labs you go, the more tech material, the wrenches that you get. So it is advantageous to try and get through all of those tech, all the Warhound labs, because you can increase your tech. So the way I've done it though is I've kept my siege armor at 18, and I've maximized my Rage Chariot as much as possible. I'm a shooter type. I don't have my shooter epic yet. I don't have the Snake Fang, so I've been focusing on my Rage Chariot. And the Rage Chariot is a troop attack type, so which basically will do the same thing anyway, similar. And I don't have any promotion, so they're all base level epics. My siege armor though is all maxed out from a promotion point of view. So, and the key difference for a siege armor, or the purpose of a siege armor, is to help you break down the durability of the center of a fort. So it really is a one-use thing, a one-trick pony. You do use it rarely, so you don't use it for layers. So it is single purpose. The more epic sieges you have, the more sieges you have, the more upgraded, promoted that they are, the more durability damage that you will do. So which is this number here. So you can see this, my epic Warhound does this. Actually, if you upgrade it, actually increases your durability attack number. So you can see I've just done that there. So the more damage you will do to a fort. So say, I'll just have a look at this siege armor, which I'll reset actually after this because I did accidentally. So it's 165. Let's just reset that now as another example. Promote that back. And it's gone back to its default 150 plus 300. And I've got a little bit of uranium back as well. So that's Warhounds. Hopefully that explains promotion versus upgrading, dismantling, and siege. What else is there? So let's hit the map. So a few things, again, common questions around that I've been seeing on PNS Discord and even within my faction. What is the safe zone? So the safe zone is a default zone that cannot be attacked. So Usually, I'll show this faction actually. It's usually depicted by this little house symbol, or little, same as up here. These are my enemies. So these are considered your safe zones. So safe zones are zones that your enemies or your enemy faction cannot hit no matter what. It is your one default zone. Okay. Then there's safe territories. All the other territories can be safe. However, no territory is ever actually safe. But what we mean by that is, so say for example here, my faction currently owns this zone, okay? And so that means that my opponent, enemy, cannot hit the zone sitting behind it, okay? So we would consider these territories safe. Now, are they really safe? Probably not. And why I say that is because, if our opponent was to secretly stealth attack and take over this Iron Fort 8, these two zones would then be exposed. So, what I basically consider is, if you're not in your safe zone at home, bubble up. Shield up. Do not consider any zone safe unless it is your safe zone. Okay. That's just my philosophy. I'm shielded up. I'm not the weakest player around, but I'm still bubbling up just in case. Home base and why it's important. So the home base is important because I'll show you which one's the home base. Where's the home base? What's a good home base? Okay, so here's a good home base. So home base is basically your anchor territory. And what I mean by that is your opponent or enemy have to take all surrounding territory around you, or that is owned by someone, and then if your home base is cut off from all other bases, you lose all your territory. So say for example here, if for whatever reason, let's just say we attacked this Iron Fort 4, we attacked Sentry Hold 11, and we took Desert Land 5 and cut off the home base to the save area here, this home base is now disconnected from all other territory. So our enemy faction would lose all territory that they hold apart from the safe zone, which means they'd actually lose this by default, this one here, this Sentry Foothold 4. So that's just a bit of strategy around the home base. I would consider a good strategy to be having as many territories around it, because your opponent needs to basically cut you off from more territory to sever your connection to all your other owned territory. So for example, what's a really good one? Resource Center 6. If you own everything around it, your opponents have to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 is the max. 6 territory off you before you actually are severed from all your other territory. There are other ways around it. They could cut these off, blah. But that's the general sense of why home base is important to protect. That's the map, that's shielding. Spoke about faction points before and last time, but again, just recapping, you can see the points on a building here. So if you click on a building, this number here is actually the points that you get for attacking and controlling a fort. There was another way to go into it. Where was it? It was... Someone showed me before, so apologies. I had it. I was in the faction view, which is here. Faction... Nope, can't find it. But that there is a list. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But if I remember, I'll let you know. But otherwise, yeah, you can just click on a building. The higher the building, the more points they're worth. So level 6 is 1600, level 7 is 2000 here, and then level 8 is 4000. So again, why that's important is just recapping, the faction points are important to, it determines the level of reward that you get based on your tier. So it is important to get faction points where you can by controlling the forts. You can get points for winning, to and throwing, like in a battle. You could take it off someone, give them, and they get points, and then you steal it back and you get points. So it's not a fixed thing. What is fixed though is the first occupation. So the first people who occupy get these additional rewards, which aren't too bad, right? So time tavern coins, you get 4 additional designs, and this is each person too. 10,000 diamonds. That's pretty good. So just as a faction, you want to be working towards having as these big areas as possible. So one last sort of advanced concept is around the hospital. So you can see here, this is my hospital, and this is what is in my current infirmary, or my expedition hospital. So I'm currently at 13 million first aid kits over, and my quota is 30 million, and I produce 6,000 per minute. And then this production goes up as the chronicle moves. Weekly auto heal, that's already just happened, and I'll show you in a minute. You get that 20% heal every week. Actually, I'll show you right now. So I'll go into my mail, system messages, and there's this auto heal. So here, there is a bug where it says it's 30% of the wounded units. I believe the devs already know it's a small bug. It's not a big issue. It does calculate out to be 20%. So you can see I had 1.8 and 380k was healed, or automatically healed by that auto heal. So I did, again, don't forget to collect your daily quests. Doing all your quests give you first aid, which is very beneficial as well, plus your build over time. So this is about a bit over 24 hours, about 26 hours since I attacked. So, I already did a big heal. I had 30 million beforehand. I already did a big heal. I had my 20% auto heal, plus already got 13 million. So I will, you don't want to go over your cap. So, it's important when you collect these as well, make sure you're below the cap to collect that, so that you don't, waste your production speed as well. So bit of a strategy is to leave this, not as full as possible, but without wasting your first aid. So burn your first aid below the limit, wait for auto heal so that your infirmary is as big as possible. You get the maximum benefit from the auto heal, which is free, and then use your first aid. So that's a bit of a strategy to help, try and maximize the hospital. Again, just recapping, if you have any troops that are in the expedition infirmary at the end of the event, you will lose 20% of it after 24 hours. So you have every incentive to heal every single troop in that infirmary, ideally before the event ends, but you do have the extra 24 hours after the event ends. You just don't want to risk it. You do not want to risk having any troops die permanently, which is why I recommend you have all your troops healed before the event ends, or at least as soon as possible. So yeah, there you go. So there are some of the advanced concepts. Actually, one more. Attacking the fort. So you did sort of see, I did mention before around the siege, and these are the ward guards. So in order to take a fort, the first process is to take out these wall guards. And to take out the wall guards, you siege it, you basically attack it with normal marches, troop attack marches, whether shooter fighter or troop, warhounds, whatever. And that's its garrison size. So it tells you what's in the garrison as well. Okay. And these are all the defense teams within the garrison. These are basically your AI defense team. So there's a mixture, and their size. So it's full of guards, 30-30. Once you've taken down the guards, your job is to siege the center. So the center, and this is its durability. So it's 25,000 durability. So you remember when I showed you the siege vehicle, my epic siege was doing around 600 plus 1,000. So I'm doing 1,600 per hit with the siege vehicle. So there are, you could set up your siege to be your most powerful vehicle. Your most powerful warhound by dismantling and reassigning all your uranium to your siege. That might help you get the top 3 reward for for sieging or dismantling. Alternatively, if you're fairly powerful anyway, you could top up, dismantle, and dump all your uranium into a troop attack type Warhound and try and go for the kills instead. So there are two separate, I'll show you in a second, of one that we've captured. So say for example here, this is a fort that we've captured, and the first kill rankings and the first demolish rankings. So, and then that helps you again finish that personal quest off, which in the scheme of things is not that many points. So hopefully that now that is, I think, literally most of every single concept you would need to sort of navigate way through this game mode. We've gone through quests and rewards, we've gone through Warhounds, we've gone through the map, and we've gone through the hospital, and we've gone through attacking the fort. One last thing for the map. Sorry, I did have a list of things to talk about, but I forgot this one. If you want to ever see your state bookmarks, you can see, our faction has a number of bookmarks. So say for example, zone defense. We want our team to zone defense here. Make sure you garrison and shield yourself. We've got one here. This is another one when we're going to attack. So if you ever want to see your bookmarks, so press the star button here, and then you've got your state bookmarks. So no different to your normal bookmarks, but I might just try and get off this really quickly. But yeah, you have your state bookmarks there. So hopefully your R5 and your officers are smart enough to sort of say, we've got a faction mill here. We've put a bookmark down so that everyone knows where the faction mill is. So yeah. So hopefully that helps you with all the advanced concepts. One thing I haven't gone through is strategy, but that's really a really in-depth topic, and something that there's so many ways around the strategy of actually winning, but end of the day you have to have a really strong faction to help you win. If you don't, then you're not going to really get anywhere anyway. So I'll leave that topic for some of you smarter people who are better at strategy. So hope that helps. I will chuck this up on YouTube, and there'll be some chapters if you want to skim this, and good luck.